Morning everyone. Whole new video today. So I'm up here in Flagstaff, gonna work on the 86. Finally. I've been like collecting a lot of parts, trying to figure everything out. So the game plan is for today, get some of the stuff done, mainly the fuel lines, the brake lines, get them all sized out and measured, cut, done it there and done, and clean up the storage too, because I need to get this storage. I need to get everything moved down to the valley, because not gonna lie, wasting so much gas to travel up is expensive now. And I'm like, you know what, I would rather come up here, visit some friends when I can, rather than just going up every other week or every other weekend, trying to figure out my schedule. Yeah, I mean, I love hanging out with my friends up here, like once or twice a month, but I'm not gonna go and do it on a constant base, like on a constant weekly basis. But anyways, it took me a whole hour to go ahead and try to find my keys. I thought I lost them, but apparently it just like fell into the black hole of my car. And yeah, I'm glad I found them. Otherwise I would have to try to figure out how to bust it open. That wouldn't have been fun. But anyways, let's go ahead. I'm gonna try. It's super cold out here. It's 38 degrees. So today I'm gonna get myself warmed up and all, and then after that we'll go ahead, get started on working on the car. And yeah, I can't wait to finally work on this. Alright, sorry for the terrible lighting right now, but anyways, we are gonna go ahead, get started with these parts here. These are to the fuel system. So with the fuel system on here, let me go ahead, grab the camera. So for the fuel system on here, with the fuel injectors, there is unfortunately, with the aftermarket fuel rail, it has a little bit of some play into the injectors. So what's going to be happening, and you can already tell too with the gapping with the silicone part right here. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be installing some gap deletes. So radium, thankfully, they have something like for that. So they got these little parts here, and it's just as it says, just deletes the gap. And so I gotta go ahead, get an Allen key, undo all the bolts. I'm just gonna go one side, and then I'm gonna go to the other side, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw all three on, put it in, reinstall it, and then after that we're gonna go ahead with the intake. I finally got the right size for the intake right here. Brand spanking new, still in the package. I am actually excited for this, because with this intake, it's going to be a custom intake manifold, because this is a whole new engine swap. So it's not going to be able to fit fully, but we're going to go ahead, just measure it out, cut to where we need enough, or just cut where is needed. Already trying to measure it out right now. And then we'll go ahead, fit it on, done, there and done. And then, of course, I also bought a new coolant line for the lower half of the radiator. So for the lower half of the radiator, I'm trying to think. So with the OEM for the GT86 one is not fully compliant with the EZ36. So what I did is I bought the new coolant line, and it's shaped just right to where we can go ahead, line it in, plug it in, and not have to worry about that. Then after that, like I said, we're going to be going on to the brakes. So with the brake lines, what I'm actually going to be doing is I'm going to have it taped up to the brake solenoid, or the brake master cylinder, cylinder, and we're going to go ahead, have it lined up from under, line it, have it fed all the way under next to the fuel line for like a mock-up, and then we're going to have it above the fuel tank, because that's where the brake lines tee off into the rear. And so yeah, this is all coming together now. Man, it's super cold. Oh, I'm like thinking right now I should have brought my thicker stuff. I think I have one of my I think I have one of my flannels. I'm gonna see if I have it. But anyways, let's go ahead, get started with this, and knock this. Dang it! I am so freaking cold right now. It is a pain, and I am terrified to knock my fingers onto the freaking bare metal, because I know for sure that is not how I'm trying to have my day be. Is this the right one? Yes, this is the right one. Cool. Yep. So, unfortunately, I have one that is wrong size. So I'm gonna have to buy another one, because I thought that one, I ordered that one to fit this car, well, fit this engine, but I guess it doesn't fit, so that. So yeah, we do have a problem. So here's what the regular injectors look like, and up here it's a lot thicker than what the gap has. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to put the fuel injectors on hold. I mean, I know it fits. I know the part fits because this is seated in perfectly without any issues. But it's just the injector itself that just doesn't want it seated in. And I mean, it's fine that it fits. It's just that with the gap play, I don't want that to happen, because with that gap play, the fuel's gonna leak, and with that fuel leakage, it could lead to a whole cause of problems with the car. And I don't want any more problems with this car once it's running. I just want it nice and smooth. And then once I have the built motor, I can go ahead, throw everything all together again, and have her overpowered. So we'll definitely put the fuel injectors on hold. So with that said, we'll just go ahead and do the intake next. We'll do the intake, and then we'll go and move on to the brakes. I'm trying to fit this back in without damaging any other parts. There we go. I'm trying to think right now with this. I mean, so it could be for the aftermarket injectors instead, because Radium has a full kit for the EZ36, but it's for the Subaru Legacies when they get them drift setups. So that's my guess on why it's not fitting right. So I'm gonna just over tighten this a bit to where it's not gonna go and give much of like a gap play. There we go. Okay, so yeah, we'll go ahead, do the intake next. Looking at this, it's gonna fit just right. Let me take off the hood prop. Yep, I don't see any issues. Woo, I'm trying not to fall because this car is real super messy. Yep. No issues. Huge clearance. I am happy about that. I am super happy about that. Oh, there we go. Now the problem is the hood strut. The hood strut's in the way of the intake manifold. So my new plan of action for that is going to be doing a full delete, a full strut tower delete, and just leave the lower ones on. And I know White Line has a lower subframe one. I'll probably do that one instead, just to keep this car rigid on the front and to keep the support. I mean, it'll make the car pop a little bit more too. So great, we got that done. Let me grab the coolant line and then we'll snake it in. New coolant line. So with this new coolant line, of course, I'll pull out the other one and I'll show you guys what I mean, that this one's gonna be a lot better than the OEM BRZ one. Got my brake lines right here. Let me go ahead and take a quick seat right here. So these are the PTFE steel with silicone coverings on it. The reason why I got these instead of like the usual steel lines, I wanted this to be heat treated. I wanted this to be heat insulated and flexible to play. Well, flexible enough for me to go ahead, have it have it lined correctly to how I want it to be, rather than go ahead, throw in an aluminum line, and you got all these kinks, all these weird wonky bends, which I don't want at all. I'd rather want a clean look, and so I got this to match with it. I already sealed off the ends for now. These two ends are going to be going onto the brake master cylinder. I don't have the conversion bolts yet. I'm still waiting on those to be shipped because Amazon's taking a long time at the moment. So I just need to go ahead, grab duct tape, tape it up to the top. I'm gonna probably tape up this side, and I'm gonna go ahead, drop it all down, and get it all lined up properly to where to the length of that where it's gonna T-pose, or where it's gonna T. Grab a little bit more tape, go ahead, wrap around it once, grab the grinder, cut that piece, start stripping it a bit, and throw in this piece. And this piece will be the tee off to both the rear lines. What I'm gonna be doing with the front lines, it's gonna be the same thing, but it's gonna be a lot shorter to where it's gonna tee off. It's gonna be coming out from the driver's end all the way through, and it's gonna tee off down here at the bottom of the subframe or of the chassis, and basically have everything lined up from one end all the way to the driver's side brake line or brake caliper, and have the other side lined up for the passenger brake caliper. Whew. Yeah, it's super cold right now. I'm sorry I'm talking like I'm Russian right now. I just do not like the cold anymore. Ugh. That's a long way. There we go. I did a quick little side quest, and so for the seat, I finally got the brackets on. It's been 2 months, and I have been contemplating on how to have this set up. Now it's fully installed. I could throw it in. I just gotta tighten up this bolt again, because I'm still gonna be running some racing harnesses, but I need to get them renewed, I need to get them renewed because I think these ones expire soon. I could be wrong. I have to double check, and then tighten this up, throw it in, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like, because I am so happy now that I got this seat installed, because that was one of the things I was going to do today too. So I'm happy about that. It's super windy. Let's get this sucker installed. I didn't bring the camera in because they were so tight in here to go and shift both sides, but this is sorry, I'm texting a whole bunch of people right now. But anyways, my phone is buzzing like crazy, but I'm not gonna touch it because this is it. I couldn't have been much more happier to have this seat in. Hold on, I'm trying to put in some, I'm still trying to finish up the front bolts. So I have the seat right where I want it to be. I have a position where I want it to be, and I put in the front bolts for now. But once I have the car fully out and it's over at the storage down in the valley, it's gonna be placed just right, and I'm going to get the rear bolts in. This is super nice. There's so much that I have in mind with this car, and man, this car has brought me so much joy when I was in my early 1920s, when I was 19, in my 20 year. Now it's a legendary vehicle where it's number 4 in the world of a swap. And not only that, but it's all being done in home rather than all these other shops. I wanted to take this car at other shops and get it fixed or get it done, but all the shops that I've been to, they're like, yeah, we'll do it. It's gonna be $2 grand, and excuse me, and it's gonna be a lot. And I've put so much money already into it. I was looking at it thinking this is probably gonna be too much. Now it's at the point to where I'm like, I know how to do all of this myself, and I've been doing it myself since, and it's an adventure, to be honest. I've never been proud of myself with my own work, and it's been an adventure with this car, and I can't wait to run in it again. The seat is so comfortable. I don't want to get out of it, but also I want to get that brake line fixed. Or I want to get that brake line lined up so that way I can go ahead, throw that part in and pull everything, drop it down, and get started on cleaning this whole storage. Throwing some tools in here, throwing some parts in here. Yeah. I remembered with this seat too, I'm trying to grab. So I remembered putting this buckle on, pulling the shoulder straps on, or putting the shoulder straps over, clicking it all together, push starting the car. I'm like pulling all these memories up straight from the memory bank now, and I was like, I've always loved this car. Oh, I still can't believe how far I've gone with this car. But there's so much I want to say, but at the same time, I don't want to bore you guys with this. The seat's so comfortable. Okay, so my batteries are dying on my GoPros, but anyways, wanted to go ahead, give you guys the update. So the brake lines for the rear side, or for the rear, they won't be able to be coming out anytime soon. So I'm just gonna do a temporary setup with it, to where here's the whole brake line from the front all the way to the back. This end here is gonna go to a separator, and it's gonna connect along with that line. And then once I'm down in the valley, I'm actually gonna go ahead, make a whole new line, because I have so much line left. I'm gonna probably buy some more. Well, I need to buy some more. So I got some heat shrink on it too. I didn't fully put it on there yet, or fully apply the heat shrink. As you can see, with the heat shrink, just gonna cover the steel braids, make it look clean, and then what else? I'm trying to think of anything else. My mom came here just to visit, see how I was doing. I'm gonna set the foam right here if it can balance right. I'll just do it this way. So I want to go ahead, close this video off, because I'm gonna go ahead and start cleaning up the cleaning the storage, throwing some trash out, and getting it packed, throwing tools, throwing parts inside, because this car and everything in this storage is going to get moved over to the valley, because like I said, the rates out here are too high, and down in the valley it's a lot cheaper, and it saves me a lot of gas. So without further ado, heads up on the updates, and take a look at my Instagram, take a look at my TikToks as well. Without further ado, until next time.